All right, guys, so we're going to start with the installation. First, of course, you got to flip your printer upside down so you have access to your motherboard, which is going to be in this area. For that, you have to remove the Z gantry and everything. Anything that can, so you can just basically lay this flat on the bed on its build plate. Um, so you're going to have to figure out how to do that. But basically, if you're stock, basically just removing the screws that hold in the gantry should be enough. And the screen itself, you can go ahead and flip it over. And it's nice, flat, and even, and there's not like any like strain points or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and remove the screws for the board. Just make sure you don't lose any screws if you can. Keep them somewhere safe. Don't be like me. And sorry again for the mess. I was actually doing some cleaning, and then the DHL truck rolled up with the board. So since I'm an impatient person, I was cleaning and I was painting, so I just put that all to a halt because I want to get this fixed. Okay, so just removing these 4 screws should give you access to um, remove this back plate. Just lift it up. Make sure no cables are snagged to it. Before you remove it, there is going to be this fan right here that's connected to the motherboard. Just go ahead and disconnect it. You might have some glue right there. Let me zoom that in. That's better. So there's going to be some glue on most of the connectors. So you might remove that with some pliers or something. Okay. Now take note of where everything's connected to. And before you take anything apart, just double check it's the same board you have that you received. This was provided to me free of charge from Quality as RMA, I believe it's called, which is great. I was actually going to buy the board, but I decided to contact them, and they were able to go out for free as a replacement part. So I can already see a few things we need to remove here in regards to glue. All right, so heat gun actually comes in clutch for this. Just make sure you don't apply too much heat because you might melt one of the connectors. So it's like 3 seconds is fine. On the it's gonna get melted. Oh my god! All right, I was not prepared for this. Okay, so it looks like the glue melts pretty fast, so you might be able to just do this with just a hair dryer, possibly. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like 3 seconds on low heat with the heat gun is doing quick and easy work on this. So heat gun, definitely what you should be using in this case. Again, be very careful not to mix any of the wires up. All these connectors are pretty unique, so there's very low risk of you missing some of the connectors. Plus, there's not that many. It's just going to be these ones here, and everything else is just plug and play from what I can see. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So again, you don't want to overheat, so go slow because if you damage or melt these connectors, yeah, you're not gonna have a fun time anymore. And all of them just pull out, so I haven't seen any type of clips or anything like that yet. Okay. So now, I'm gonna get to the fun part. So these seem to be 2mm Allen wrenches sizes. I just had mine here. I can't find it anymore. So what the heck? Um, shoot. Okay. Do I leave my stuff? Oh, here it is. Here it is. This right next to it. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty good. So we're going to remove the grounds, I believe they are. These are grounds, I think. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, and then I'm going to try and leave this for last. We have 2 screws right here, one right there. And it looks like those are the only 2 holding in the board, apart from the grounding ones, which also hold in the board from what I'm seeing. And it looks like they're all the same size screws, so you don't have to worry about sorting them. Okay, there we go. So the board is out, and I'm just gonna loosen those up. For that, you need a small flathead screwdriver. So the reason I want to do this last is because I'm gonna go ahead and swap them in as I go along. Because I'm pretty stupid. I'm gonna forget. Make sure they're loosened all the way so that you have enough room to put the cables in. Um, so if you notice, you have these little plates here. When you tighten the screws, these go up. So you want to make sure they go in between them. So make sure you loosen them probably all the way. That way you don't have an issue of them like you're not able to get them like inside where they need to be. I believe you want to get these done pretty snug. Okay, so I think that's basically all the hard part out. Now we're going to put this back in. Make sure you align it with the holes right here so that the SD card and USB port slide in. And now, where's my Allen wrench? There it is, it's right here. So I'm going to put it back the way I took it off, starting with the 2 screws right there. Again, they all look like they're the same size screw, so, shoot. No, fell in. Wait, hold on. No. God dang it. All right, hold on. So I dropped one inside, so I'm just gonna put the grounds. Oh my god, really? Why is this not magnetized? It was magnetized. Where's that magnetizing part bit thing that I have somewhere? So I'm just going to show you real quick. This is one of those magnetizing things. I think you put the little tip of the Allen wrench or whatever metal thing you have inside it for a few seconds. Slide it back and forth. And I believe this should make it magnetized. There we go. See? Now it's magnetized. Where'd I put the other screw at? Guys, I suck at this. Holy crap. Okay, there it is. Yeah, try not to touch anything with your metal Allen wrench anywhere. You could damage something. There. So you should notice I just kind of lifted it a little bit. And that old bolt came out, sliding out. So we're good. We're all good. Put the last one in. There we go. Make sure they're all snug. Don't over tighten these. Just make sure they're snug. They're not like gonna fly off anywhere. All right. So now we're gonna put the cables back in the order or whatever order. I don't think it matters, but this one goes here. This one goes over here. This, just so you know, there's no confusion. This is a cable that rolls up to your PSU and your cable bundle. I think this one is the bed temperature sensor. I think, I don't know, don't quote me. And you really can't mess it up because, oh, this is a screen cable. Okay. So if you notice, these cables kind of going through here. From what I'm seeing here, they have like little slits that they go inside of. So they have like little channels where you can put the cables through. I think that's how it went. I'm not 100% sure. And then here's the two connectors for your cable bundle that go up to your extruder. Now, what I am afraid of is that since they have no like locking mechanism for them, just make sure they're in snug. If you want to, you can probably put some glue on there just to make sure they don't loosen up and cause you an issue down the line, maybe. But from here, it looks like we're all done. Just have to put the back plate back on. Let me just double check I didn't forget something. Yeah, we look like we're fine. Where did I put the other motherboard at? What? Oh, here. It's right here. All right, all right, all right. Okay, I'm just gonna put it somewhere else. I'm gonna zoom you guys out for a bit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the back plate back on. Again, make sure you connect the fan for the back plate to your motherboard that goes right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know it's blurry, but you guys should be able to see that. Okay, just like that. Now the tricky part is going to be like aligning it. Not aligning it, but making sure these cables are not in the way and you don't like snag them and damage them. So just make sure the cables are freed. These are the channels for the screen cable, and then make sure this one's fully out of the way. And make sure everything's flat, relatively flat. If you find that one part is not flat, that means you probably have a cable somewhere there that's kind of stuck. So just be careful on that. All right, so now we have the four little Allen screws that hold in the back plate. Now, the reason I'm changing my motherboard is because I kind of shorted out the connectors. Um, Basically, what's happening is that the um, the parts cooling, not the parts cooling fan, but the heatsink fan was no longer working. And basically, what happened is that on the extruder, and here I have, because I bought this one myself. So this is your breakout board that goes on your extruder. So this is a piece I purchased myself. These are cheaper, like $5 or something like that. You know how you have fan one. This fan is your heat sink fan, and this fan two is your parts cooling fan. I noticed one day that my the fan for this one was not working very well. I thought the cable was losing. Me with my 200 IQ used some pliers while it was on. So think of that what you want. Try to push this in while it was still on the extruder, and you can't really see it. So I try to push it in. But what happened is that I guess this kind of snagged on the connector, causing it to short. So I shorted this connector here, and I noticed there was like a little bit of a break somewhere around there. Um, so I'm gonna replace this one too. I originally thought this was going to be just a fix. That's why I purchased it right away. But no, it turns out when you do this, there's a high chance that you kind of burn out one of the MOSFETs that is on your motherboard, and that MOSFET is somewhere in here. I wouldn't know exactly where to tell you where it is, but it's like one of these tiny little connectors here. Hopefully, you guys can see it. I'll zoom you in. Um, I think it's kind of like a fuse, I believe. I'm not sure, but it's like one of these little connectors here. It looks like one of those, and it looks like one of those got blown out. So you have to replace it, and you have to, of course, have some sort of like station to solder, like a heat gun station, one of those, whatever they're called, with the flux and everything. And honestly, I don't have that equipment, and it's more expensive because you can just buy the board itself, and it's cheaper that way. Um, but again, thanks to Creality again for sending it out to me for a charge. I'm going to replace this one too here in a second. I'll show you guys how to replace it in part 2 of this video. So that should do it. Now we're just going to reassemble it. You should know how to put the gantry back on and everything. And we're going to replace the board as well on my extruder. And then we're going to go ahead and test to make sure the fans are working properly. And I'll show you in part 2 what I came up with to keep printing while that board was out of service and I was waiting for the replacement part. So we'll cover that in the next video. So just want to guys show you this. I know it's a long video, but bear with me on the next part where we'll finish this up and get back to 3D printing as normal. So bye.